too late.
We're excited that you tuned in for a time of reflection where Miss Aaliyah Butler is your show. She's an author, motivator, inspirational speaker who's on fire to inspire the whole world. She's a girl on fire, on fire, to inspire, on fire, to inspire, on fire. She said she's on fire. On fire, to inspire, on fire, to inspire, inspiration, motivation, encouragement, empowerment. You need inspiration, a little bit of motivation, encouragement as well. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the sponsors of the show. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to On Friday Inspire. I am your host, Aaliyah, the Perfect Midwife. I want to thank you so much for joining us this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening. You could have been doing anything else and you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend it with us. And for that, we're totally grateful. So, y'all, tonight's topic is I am a survivor. All right. And she's not just surviving, she's thriving. But before I get excited and talk about it, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank you to our newest sponsor, Sensational Galore. Y'all, when I tell y'all, this is heaven in a jar. This is called Champagne Kisses. And you can go to sensational-galore.com, or she has Etsy Sensational Galore. And y'all, oh, when I tell you the smell, everything's all natural. Y'all know I'm the all natural girl. And so these are amazing. This one is called Champagne Kisses. This is my second favorite now, because this is now my new favorite. My second favorite is Pineapple Paradise. Y'all, oh my goodness, you got to go and visit. And man, she has stuff for you guys out there too. And y'all, ladies, if you like different things, mango, we have a mango madness. And men, yes, she has a couple of scents out there for you all. She has Boss. She has beard oils. She actually have body scrubs, body butters, body oils, and she does have a lot of things for men as well. So y'all go out there and take a look at her products. They're absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, they are all natural. And if you have sensitive skin and you say, okay, I don't want any colors or any scents, she actually does unscented and uncolored, and she calls them Simplicity. That's the name of that line of the products. So that's sensational-galore.com. Or if you go over to her Etsy and you don't see some of the newest ones, she has a lot of new scents. And so if you don't see any of some of the newest ones that were just added, go over to there and just tell her, request what you want. Because I tell you, this Champagne Kisses, ladies, you want to get this in your house. Okay. All right. So that's Sensational Galore. And they have, let me tell y'all a couple of the newest things they have. They have strawberry shortcake, coconut milk mango. They have marshmallow whip, angel tears, fruity loop, like a Fruit Loop. Yeah, bubblicious, candy dreams, just so many things. And gentlemen, yes, she does have one called Gentleman, Boss, Warrior, Iron Man, and King. So men, she does have things for you, because I always have people had men ask, well, what about us? What about us? Well, she got you covered. She even have do-rags for the men, like I said, the beard oils, and so many more things for men and women. Women, she has bonnets as well. All right, so thank you, sensationalgalore.com. Then we also have my big brother and pastor, Ricky D. Surratt, with the book called Leadership Inside Trajectory. He's also a John Maxwell certified trainer and speaker. So if you are need to have someone speak at your event, he can do virtual or in person. But of course, you have to pay for the in person, but he does both. But his book, you can find it at iworkfaith.com. And at iworkfaith.com, you can also book him for speaking engagements. And that is Ricky D. Surratt. And if you are a leader in any capacity, you want to have that in your arsenal. If you are an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur and you're a mom, multiple operational manager, moms, if you are one and you are looking to connect with other like-minded women, go visit mombizboss.org. There are a bunch of women that are doing it, honey. They are doing the doggone thing. And so they have a brunch every month. They have different chapters now. So if you're in different parts of the state of Georgia and other states, I think they have other states that are formed. But for those of us that are not in that state, we actually can join virtually. But awesome, awesome speakers every single month. They're getting ready to go on their cruise at the end of this month. And mark that y'all will be seeing a flyer very, very soon. Mark that weekend. May, Lord have mercy, October the 27th and 28th. We're going to be doing the Reset Conference. God gave me that conference entitled, The Reset. And so we will be doing that on October 27th. That night is going to be a focus on ladies' night in. So, gentlemen, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for y'all on that one, but we have ladies' night in. And then on Saturday from 2 to 5, we actually have the reset. We will have evangelist Cheryl Davis Coulter as one of our speakers. We'll have Minister Adrian S. Young as one of our speakers. And yes, yours truly will be here as one of our speakers. Y'all want to look out for that. Keep your eyes open. That flyer is coming real, real soon. So we're excited about it. And it's actually going to be an entire weekend of events because Innovation Point, my church will actually be doing a service that Friday, that Sunday, and then a 2-day revival followed by that one. So I tell you, it's going to be action packed. God gave me this months ago, and then all of a sudden, it was like it went from my 2-day to a whole weekend into the new week. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time. Thank you to each and every person that have giving congratulations to the new things that God is doing in everybody's lives. And congratulations to my God mom. She did an awesome, awesome, awesome job with her play, her sold out play. It's All About Me Part 2. So congratulations at Port of Sanford, Port of Sanford Performing Arts Building in Decatur, Georgia last weekend. And finally, if you do not already have your copy of any of my books, you have, I'm dropping everything, y'all. You have my very first book that teaches foundational English and Spanish. That is a book for children, if you have any children in your lives. And then we have the I Am Journal, Inspirational Journal, Affirmations Journal, and Adult Coloring Book. Both of these tools are used for self-care, whether it's for teen girls or adult women. Many times we're feeding everybody and helping everybody else, but we're not taking that time out to sit, be still, and pour back into ourselves. And so it's time to make sure that you're doing that, because how can you pour from an empty vessel? You can't. And so I admonish you to get your copies of any of those books. Those are all on Amazon.com. They're on Barnes and Nobles. And the coloring book is on Amazon as well as Walmart and Target.com. So thank y'all again. Thank you to every sponsor. If you're interested in being a sponsor, email us at onfiretoinspire@gmail.com and put sponsor or sponsorship as your subject, and we will get back with you and see how we can help you. So thank you so much. Y'all, I'm excited about tonight's topic. October is an awareness month for many, many things. One of them is breast cancer. But we're going to be talking to not just a survivor, but a thriver. So I have a new friend, and her name is Dinah Screven. So welcome her, y'all. Give her a warm welcome. This is her first time on our platform. So I want y'all to give her a warm welcome to the On Fire to Inspire family. Welcome to On Fire to Inspire. Queen, how are you this evening?
Hi. I am good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for gracing us with your presence. So tell us, before you do that, y'all do me a favor, hit that share button because y'all don't want to miss out on any of this interview because there are going to be some women that need to hear everything that she's saying. Okay, so I want you to introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Dinah Screven. I live in the state of Delaware. I'm a caseworker for the Department of Human Services for the last 26 years. I'm looking to retire. I am a wife of 25 years. I'm mother of four, three adult sons, and one 13-year-old daughter. My husband and I have a food truck business that we run. We also are landlords. We have property, so we're doing a lot of things. Yeah, and I love, love, love. My passion is young women. I'm a mentor. I used to work in the young adult and women's ministry at my church. I'm a student. I forgot to say that. I'm a student. So with school and everything, I couldn't do it all. So I had to kind of, put some things aside. But I'm still involved, just not leading things.
Yes. I get it. And that's a true leader being able to understand that the time to continue to serve may not be there because the time ain't there, but you want to be able to be there however you can. So that's wisdom. You know, we can't burn from both sides of the candle, both ends of the candle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you again for joining us. Now, tonight's topic is I am a survivor. I want you to tell the audience, what does that topic itself mean to you?
Well, that topic means so many things. So many things come to my mind when I think about survivorship and all my journey with cancer. One thing is strength beyond what I can, with beyond my abilities. God given strength, hope, courage, resilience, being able to bounce back from just all of the things, the treatments and the surgeries and everything that I've experienced to be better than I was before. So that's what survivorship means to me, living every day to the fullest because you never know when your last day will be. You really don't. Um, it just changed my perspective on life and just learning to truly be who you are, go after those things that you desire. I used to always just like, oh, I wish I want to do that, but I'm scared. Mm-mm. After my journey with cancer, I do it all.
Exactly, exactly. And I love how you say my journey with cancer. You don't say my cancer because you didn't take ownership of something. You didn't come in agreement with that. That don't belong to you. You said that was my journey, a part of my journey. I love that. I absolutely love it. Everybody's saying welcome. Thank y'all so much. They're saying welcome. And so thank you to everybody whether you're chiming in from Facebook land, YouTube land, or LinkedIn. Thank y'all so much. So they're saying great evening and welcome.
Oh, thank you. Good evening.
So Donna, how old were you when you were diagnosed with
I
cancer?
was 38.
Okay.
I was 38 when I was diagnosed.
Okay. So you were 38 and you had, let's go ahead and talk about the two because you told me you had two different types. So y'all listen to her. She not only had one but two. So tell them the two diagnosis, two types of cancer you were diagnosed with.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer first, and then lung cancer a year later.
Wow. And were you cancer free from the other one, or you actually was like
Yeah,
double?
I was cancer free from the first one, which I had a double mastectomy and chemotherapy,
Mhm.
reconstruction surgery. Once I finished all that, all my treatment, went back for follow-ups. When you have cancer, you're constantly at the doctor. So I went back for my follow-up.
in which they do a CT scan of your upper extremities, and they found a spot in my lungs. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I just got over all this. What do you mean? So when they found the spot, they did a biopsy, and it came back negative. So I was okay. Um, so my doctor wanted to follow up. A month later, he wanted to follow up to make sure that what it was still there. And so I went back a month later, and it had grew just a little bit. So he wanted to do the surgery because they already did the biopsy. It showed nothing. So he just said, well, I think we need to do the surgery to remove whatever's in your lungs. And I said, no. I refused it. I said, no, we're not going to do that. I don't have any signs. I feel good. I just got over everything that I went through. I don't want to do another surgery. The biopsy came back negative. I'm good with that. Many things could be in your lungs, like, fungus and all those things. So I said, no, we're not doing it. Went back a few months later for another follow up, and it had grew again. So what it was, it kept growing. And so he said, okay, we need to make a decision now. So I let them do it. And what happened was they gave me instructions. If it's not cancer, we'll leave it alone. But if it is cancer, we're going to go ahead and take your lung or whatever we need to do during it on the surgery table. So we just want to make you aware of that so you're not surprised when you wake up. So I had the surgery. They tested the piece that they pulled out while I was on the operating table. And so when they came back, it was positive for lung cancer. So they went and took my lung. So they took what do you call a lobectomy. So they took the bottom piece of my lung, and that was my treatment. I didn't have to do any chemo because it was early. But just imagine if I had waited and waited, because I didn't have any signs or symptoms at all. I just got over the other cancer, so I really didn't want to go through another whole ordeal with that. So I was scared. I lost all
Right.
my hair and everything, and I just didn't want chemo all over again.
Yeah.
So I was scared, and I was like, well, look, I'm not, whatever it is, it's just gonna stay there. But I'm glad I listened. So people, listen to your doctors.
And listen to your body when it's telling you something is off. Yes.
Yes.
Now you said you had no symptoms with neither the breast cancer nor the lung cancer.
No.
Were you a smoker?
No, not at all. So it started when I was in high school. I used to get cysts, cysts in my breasts all the time. So I had a couple surgeries removing them. So I always had kind of issues with my breasts, pain and stuff like that. And since I was having those kind of issues, I always, when I would go for my yearly exams, they would give me an ultrasound and a mammogram at an early age. So I've always had those. And so one particular time I went for the follow up, and they gave me the ultrasound. Normally it's normal. This time it had some little spots or something in it, and they wanted to do a biopsy to make sure it was good. And she was like, oh, it's probably nothing. We do this every year. It's not a big deal. And so I was cool. I left, didn't worry about it. And 2 days later, I got the phone call at work that it was cancer. And so I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay, we gonna get through this. So I had a positive attitude the whole time, believe it or not.
That's
And
good.
I think that's what helped me get through it was the
Mhm.
attitude. I told anybody, any survivors that I talk to, anyone that's going through right now that I talk to, I'm actually talking to two women now that's going through their battle with cancer, and I'm like, keep your attitude positive. If you don't do anything else, keep it positive. You may have your moments, but you have to stay positive. You have to.
Mhm. Yes. So you were just going for a regular checkup, your
Mm-hmm.
regular, your regular. So ladies, what she just said was she had no symptoms. Did you see any lumps or anything? No lumps. So ladies, make sure you're getting your mammograms. Make sure you're doing your self checks because even for her, she didn't have any symptoms.
Mm-mm.
So wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And then to have lung cancer and never smoked.
No,
Wow.
that's what the doctor said. Do you ever smoke? Nope, never smoked. Mm-mm.
Wow. All
Yeah.
the stuff that we breathe these days, you never know what you're breathing
And
in.
that probably was something I breathed in maybe at the gas station or walking through some smoke or something. And stress sometimes can weaken your immune system and
Mhm.
cause, you to be susceptible to all kinds of things. So I know for that period, I was very stressed with relationships and friendships and things of that nature. So it could have been a number of things, but I always recommend that. Actually, one of the young ladies that I'm talking to now, that I'm mentoring now, that's going through the whole process, she wasn't going to get a mammogram. She said, I'm not getting one because I already had one 2 years ago and nothing never happened. So she just so happened to get one. And they found cancer. And so now she has to go through the whole double mastectomy and all the chemo and everything now. And she just went to just get a simple mammogram, didn't have any signs or symptoms. Um, so, keep your yearly appointments with your doctors, keep them,
Yes. Yes.
because you just never know what's going to happen. And the key to cancer is getting it early. I believe wholeheartedly, um, God was in the midst of everything. My life completely changed right after the cancer for the best. And so sometimes I say to myself, and people might look at me like, oh, you crazy. But sometimes it was a blessing for me. The cancer was a blessing for me because it allowed me to see things in a whole different perspective. When you are almost or could be near death, or you know it changes your whole mindset. Like, I used to be busy, didn't have time for different things, but now I make time because you just never
Mhm.
know. And a lot of those moments I was very sick, so I couldn't enjoy. And it seemed like when I was getting chemo, it seemed like I was sick every holiday. Every holiday I was sick. Christmas, Thanksgiving. I could not enjoy any of those holidays. So now I live it up for those holidays. I do.
Mhm. I get it. And a lot of times our ethnicity don't like going to the doctor, especially the men. And so, men, this is not taking you out. We're telling the women to go to get checked out, but you all need to do the same. I was in a meeting, and at that meeting, they were talking about prostate health and prostate cancer because that awareness was last month, and they had 2 or 3 men that out of all the men that went to go get checked, 2 or 3 of them actually got tested positive for prostate cancer, and they were just going to get checked. They had no clue. And so make sure you're having your annual checkups, man. Please, 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 because these could be with, like she said, with the early detection, it could just take care of things quickly. Like she
Mm-hmm.
never had to have chemo for the lung cancer for that
Mm-hmm.
journey. You know, yeah. So it could have looked totally different had she waited.
Had I
Um,
kept waiting, like I kept pushing it off, had I waited another 6 months, it might have been something different. And so I
right.
do thank God. I thank God for just intervening when I was being
Mm,
disobedient. I'm like,
yeah.
no, no, no. You know, but my father had prostate cancer, and he just recently passed 2 months
Mm.
ago. It wasn't from prostate cancer. He ended up getting lung cancer, and so
Oh,
while I was going through my cancer, he had prostate cancer. So we were going through treatment together.
oh,
So yeah, it was a lot, but it was encouraging for us. We would keep each other encouraged.
right. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your dad.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so what would you say to a lady right now who's saying, you know what, I get my checkups every year, but nothing's happening, so I'm not going. What would you say to that woman? That
I would
woman?
say, I would say it's a mistake to think in that manner because our bodies change in months. I mean, you might be good 1 year, and the next year is a totally different scenario. And for instance, I have a girlfriend whose daughter, she's young, and she's about 24, and she has I'm not endometriosis or something like that. It's with the ovaries.
Endometriosis?
Yes, and a couple months ago she was fine. It was in the early stages. She went back 3 or 4 months later. It's all over the place now. So it yeah. So it that's why I said your body's changed, so
Yeah.
fast, especially if stress is involved. If you're stressed at work, I was so
Yeah.
stressed at work during that time when I was diagnosed. Um, I told myself, when I get out of this, when I finish treatment and everything, I'm not going to ever let anything stress me out like that again. People, nope. I just, it's not worth
Mhm.
it. It's not worth it. I was getting sick and had colds, and then I had the cancer. It just was a lot during that time. So I
Mhm.
recommend, and you said something about that before, I aired about self-care. And that's
Mhm.
what the journey I've been on, self-care. I'm even working with a nutritionist now, just trying to get my health together, just make sure I stay healthy, because
Mhm.
it's been 9 years since the cancer, nine
Amen.
years. So I
Amen.
praise God every day.
Congratulations.
I wake up 9 years, it'll be
Yes.
10 years next August. And so
Okay.
I'm doing well. All my tests have been cleared. I'm not going to the doctor every year, but I do go to my lung doctor, although I don't have to go. And they told me I don't have to go, but I still go every year
Mhm.
so they can give me a chest scan of my lung to make sure, because that one is a real touchy one, is the lung cancer.
Exactly. Um, I know here in South Carolina, and I'm not sure what state are you in?
Delaware.
Delaware. And
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's, in your state, but they're telling women now that they're only doing like their PAPs every 3 years instead of 5 years now. I mean, instead of every year annually. They're telling them every three. But your body can change so much in 3 years. And I
Yeah.
do not agree with that, but
And
that's
I
what the
think
insurance
here
company.
in Delaware, it is the same way, but they base it on your sexual activity. So if you're, having sex with multiple partners, I believe they want you to come every year. But if you are with, monogamous and with one person, I believe that's the 3 year mark. Yeah, it's like that here as well. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. It's like I know it used to be annual when but I like, but they always making changes. So
Yeah. That's why you have to be an advocate for your own health. You really have to
you
be an
do.
advocate. If something's not right and you go to the doctor, because I had a girlfriend have this experience too. If something's not right in your body and you go to the doctor and they say, "Oh no, you're fine. You're just," keep pushing, keep
Hmm.
advocating, get a second opinion. I had a second opinion with my cancers because I wanted to make sure that I was getting the best possible treatment, because that's a tough situation to decide to have a double mastectomy and reconstruction.
Hmm.
Um, I know two women right now that decision is the toughest thing for them because they're not married. I was blessed because I was married and had my kids, so I knew I wasn't having any more kids. So that decision for me and my husband was ultimately my decision. But his support was like, "Oh no, we're gonna take them. You don't need them. Your life is more important
Hmm.
than your breast. I want you here."
Hmm.
And so, so it was a no brainer to me. But I do know it's some women that struggle with that. Um,
Right. Yeah. I know. I know some women have said, "Okay, you found it in one, take both of them." Because I don't want to have to go
that was
through
me.
this again.
That was
That was
me. I was that woman. Because it was only in one
yeah,
of my breasts. It was only in
yeah,
one. And
yeah.
then, they checked the other one, and the other one had some spots or something, but they were benign. I'm like, no, we ain't doing this. Just, take them. I have my children. Thank God. I'm already married. Thank God. Take them. But for someone who's not in that situation, it will be hard. Like if you're young and you don't have kids and you're not married, that decision is hard. So,
Mhm.
you have to respect. And I always tell the women that I mentor not to be pressured into making a decision, because that's your body and your life. What was good for me might not necessarily be good for you. So you make
Mhm.
that decision based on how you feel. Weigh the whole options out, you know.
You said the people that you mentor, you tell them stay positive. What did you do, Dinah, to keep you in that place of positivity? What did you do to keep you just uplifted? Because this may be, speaking to someone who's there right now.
Hmm. God, my faith, Surrounding myself. This is surrounding myself by beautiful women of God who could pour into me, who could pray for me, who could uplift me. If you came to my house to visit and you were negative, I didn't invite you back over, because I wanted people to talk to me like how you and I are talking, talk about life, the
Mhm.
world, things that's happening. How are you doing? Don't focus on, oh, how you do? Oh gosh, that's oh, don't do that. So my advice for anyone who's going through, keep your circle positive, because you will have moments where I've had a lot of moments where I sat in a room with the shades shut and cried because I lost my hair. My hair was my everything. It was my hair was my every. It was long and beautiful, and when I lost that, you could have thought I lost my life. That's how much my hair meant to me. And what it showed me is the beauty, your beauty is internal. So
Mhm.
you are, if you are beautiful inside, have a beautiful heart, love and giving, that's what it is about. It's not about this. This is just the
Right.
added addition. This is just added.
Right.
But the beauty comes from the heart. And I had to learn that because I was so focused on the outer person that it took for me to lose everything. My hair, my eyebrows. My eyebrows still don't really haven't really grown back. My breasts, I lost my breasts. I lost my long. I lost relationships. I lost, when you go through this process, everybody's not going to be there with you. You will lose friends. I've lost friendships, relationships. I lost a lot, but I gained so much. See, you lose, but you gain. I gained me. I
Mhm.
gained
Yeah.
confidence. I
Mhm.
gained love for people, myself. It pushed me into my purpose. I've figured out what my purpose was. So I'm just happy. I love life. Like you, if you have another day on this earth, that's a blessing.
Mhm.
And I don't let people stress me out. I don't stress about things that I can't change. If I can't
Mhm.
change it, I don't stress over it. I can only change what I can change. I can't change people, so I don't try to change people. You can only change and work on you, and that's what I've learned through this whole process is to give the love that you want back. Love, love, love people. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. I learned to eat better. I've learned to have peace. I have peace. I have peace. Where even in the midst of chaos, I have peace because I know I know God had me
Mhm.
covered in every area, and He have covered me no matter what I went through. It was not in vain. It was for a purpose, and so I'm grateful.
Yes. Now, as you shifted in that journey, did you change like your diet and things of that nature to kind of help heal you from the inside out, so to speak?
Yes, I changed a lot. I used to like gummy bears and eat a whole lot of candy. I still eat here and there, but I what I've learned that a lot of issues that we have as people, like diabetes and high blood pressure and cancers, comes from our diets. It really do. Um, and I try to eat foods that, like turmeric is a very good food. I would recommend that to anybody. It's good for the inflammation. You having back pains, arthritis, that's all inflammation of your body, and it's really what we eating. It's what we putting in our bodies. It really is. If you change your diet, you'll change your health. Um, I do need to work out a little bit more, so I'm not all health, but eating, I do well with eating.
Mhm. I like that. Change your diet and change your life. Yes. Um, People used to say, well, my mama had diabetes and my grandmama had diabetes. But guess what the common denominator is? Your mama cooked what her mama cooked. But if you shift that shift that whole scenario, then
Mhm.
you're gonna shift those very things. Because
Right.
both of my grandmothers were diabetics. Both of my grandmother had high blood pressure. but I chose that I would not be. I said, God, I will be the chain breaker. I will
That's
not be the
good.
person. It stops with me. And so, you know, no, I don't take anybody's medication. Praise God.
Me
And like you
neither.
say, I got to get my workouts back in more. And we all have our little moments where we fall off the wagon, but it's okay to give yourself grace, but not too much grace. Get back on that wagon and do what you got to do. So you don't have to.
Right.
They say either you'll spend the money in taking care of yourself now, or you're spending the money taking care of yourself sick. You
That's what I
know.
tell my children. It's funny that you said that. I tell my children because they're, 28, 25, and 24, my boys. What you do now is going to show up later. So if you don't take
Mhm.
care of yourself now, it's going to show up later. You either take care of yourself now and then you can live to maybe 80, 90, but it, we all have a decision to make. And I also recommend having accountability partners. I do have that
Mhm.
now to this day
Yeah.
still. I have a prayer circle of sisters. We pray for one another. We keep each other encouraged. That is definitely another thing I would recommend if you're going through any type of life changing situation.
Mhm.
Accountability partners. Don't stay inside. Get out, go places, meet people.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, life is so short. It really is. But we do all have the ability to shift our mindset. It's really all a mindset. Change the way you think about food. Change the way you think about health, and you can do it. I'm telling y'all, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it.
You can do this.
You can do it.
I tell you, Donna, this is so encouraging because so many people, instead of saying I'm gonna be proactive, they are reactive, and then sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, woe is me." I can't be woe is me. I have a I'm an only child, and I have an only child, and so it's like, okay, I gotta be here for her, you know,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so she says my mom is a vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian. I just really love vegetables.
I do
But
too.
but those are the things that help the body stay in alkalinity so that we can fight against cancer and other illnesses and
Yep.
illness. You know, it's eating to health, not just eating to what live to how do they say you eat to live or live to eat?
And
Oh,
live,
that,
you eat for today. You live to eat for today or something like. I know what you're trying to say.
yeah,
I can't figure it out
yeah.
either.
And it's like, okay, I want my body to do what it's supposed to do to renew the cells and everything else that it's supposed to do. Just eating what you need to be
Yeah.
eating. You know, I remember some years ago, I was talking to this lady that was older, and she was fighting some type of rare cancer that would cause brain clots throughout blood clots throughout her body. She had one behind her eyeball, one on her brain, and she had different ones. And she said, and every time she would just go to the earth. And I said, go to the earth. She said, yes, I would only eat things that you can get from the earth. She said, and it would put it in remission every time. And so I was like, wow. Yes, thank you, Co-Pastor Tara. She said, "You eat to live, not live to eat." Yes, thank
Oh,
you. I
all
couldn't think
right.
of that.
Okay.
I couldn't think of that. But I was like, okay, it was on the tip of my tongue, and then I lost it. But yeah,
Hmm.
but she said, Miss Sharon told me that time. She said every time I just go back to eating stuff from the garden and fresh produce and things of that nature, and stay right there eating like that. She said it will go back into remission, and
Hmm.
she said she still had the clots on her brain they couldn't remove, but she didn't have problems with them. Period.
Right.
And
Right.
it would put the body right into the alkalinity that it needed to be, and she
Mhm.
goes right back into remission. And I
And
was like,
that's
wow.
something that I was going to say too. Alkalining your bodies. It's so important. Oh man. Um, the more acidity your body is, the more prone to cancer and different diseases and things like that you'll get. I make sure I'm alkaline. I have the pH strips that I put in my on my tongue to test it.
Mm,
So if I'm getting too acidity, I know that I need to eat more cucumber salads or foods with the acid in it. But lemon water is also great too. Green teas. It is truly what we eat in our bodies. I'm not on any medications. I don't have
amen.
any effects from the chemo or anything.
Glory.
I hear so many different stories from people having the different effects. The only thing I could say I really is probably my eyelashes and my eyebrows didn't really grow back. But other than that, that's just a minor thing. That's really cosmetic. You see, I got them on now. So, but I can work with that. But I can every time I go to the doctor. Oh, what kind of medication are you on? Well, I'm not on anything. Really? I'm not on no medication. Don't have any effects. I don't have a lot of scarring. Like with I've had I've had maybe 8 or 9 surgeries with in that whole process. I had about 8 or 9 surgeries, and I had minimum scarring, barely
Wow.
any scarring. You could it's dots. You could really can't tell. So I praise God for that. Um,
Yes.
so God is just so good in the midst of our situations. We just have to trust and
Mhm.
believe in Him. But eating, I'm telling you, audience, eat. Um, I don't get sick. I don't. I didn't get COVID. Believe it or not, my family, my husband and son did. My husband and daughter caught COVID, and I was in the house with them, and I didn't catch it. Build your immune systems up. That is another thing. Build your immune system. I'm a firm believer. I take elderberry. I take vitamin C, vitamin D. All I take those 3 things, and it's blessed me. I do the turmeric. I put it on my oatmeal or in my tea. I do green tea. I do the lemon water. I do everything I can do possible to stay cancer free and any other disease free. A lot of those diseases, we do have our part in keeping ourselves healthy. Food is good. I love all kinds of food, but it ain't always good. And just think about your health when you're going through the
Mhm.
chronic conditions and getting limbs cut off because you ain't eating right, just different things. Um, just try to build your immune system and eat right.
I was told one time what was that I was eating? I don't like that, and then I was like, so could you not teach yourself how to, find a way to season it and I made a eggplant parmesan and
Oh, that
and,
sounds
and
good.
and my family was like, "Oh my goodness, girl, this thing is so good." I was like, "Eating healthy does not mean it has to be nasty." And so
Yeah.
you can have things that keep your body so okay. I want, and this was a goal I said down. I used to say when my daughter graduates from college, I want people to say, "Is that her mother or is that her sister?" We'd be in a store somewhere, and she's only 21, so she's not finished yet. She's studying it as an electrical engineer, but
Hmm.
but when we go to a store or something, and she'll say, "Mom," and they was like, "Did she just say Mama?" I was like, "We're on the right path. We're on the right."
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, it,
You
it,
know,
it affects everything. Your looks,
it affects
so.
everything,
Hmm.
everything. And
Hmm.
people are like, "Well, how are you glowing?" Or how the well, I'm eating clean for the most part because every now and then we fall off, and then I'm drinking water. You
Yeah,
can't drink sodas every day and think your skin is gonna look any kind
yeah.
of way. And you can't eat that. Fast food and junk food is very acidic, y'all. Those sodas are very acidic. So, as she said, make sure that you are feeding and fueling your body with the right stuff.
That's right.
Mm.
And also too, you could look up the foods that are acidity, and it's a lot. It's coffee. I was telling somebody coffee. They were like, "What? I like coffee. Coffee is acidity." But you can add turmeric to the coffee to balance it out. It's really about balancing your pH.
Mhm.
If you like coffee, put some turmeric in it. I've had turmeric coffee and it's good. You won't be able to tell if you put the creamer in it. French fries, burgers, pizza, cheese, all those things are acidity, and we love those things. Yogurts, believe it or not, are acidity. It's a list that you can look up online to find out what foods are alkaline, but you don't want to be too alkaline and you don't want to be too acidity. So you need to be in the balance. Um,
Yeah.
because if you're too alkaline, now you're having other issues like headaches and things like that. So you don't want to be too alkaline, but you want to be able to balance. So if you're having a coffee, So maybe have you some turmeric oatmeal or something, to kind of
Mhm.
balance it off. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, you definitely want to make sure. And if you're going through chemo treatment, your body pH will be on the acidity side. Because when my dad was going through his chemo treatment, he was eating well. I would make him smoothies every day, and he was still acidity. I guess because of the treatment. No matter what he did,
Mhm.
he was still acidity.
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
and still sugars are not good at all. So just try to cut back. And I just tell people we can have everything just in moderation. You can still have your
Right.
cake, but then you have
Right.
your broccoli and your smoothie here, kind of balance it. Because I still eat French fries. I love French fries, but I try to make sure that I'm not eating too much of it.
Right. Right. So, Donna, what would be your final words for the people that's listening today, whether they've had about with that being their journey or no, that's not their journey, but you want to, whatever final words you want to leave with them, what would that be for them?
So my final words would be for everyone, whether you're going through treatment or not, or just know somebody that's going through. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctors every year. If you don't have a primary care physician, find one. Get one. Go get your annual breast exams. Go do your annual PAPs. Make sure you go. And if something is not right, if you're feeling something lump somewhere or something's not right, or you're feeling sick or tired all the time, advocate for yourself. They will do a bunch of tests, and if they don't find anything, keep going. Go get a second opinion, because I do know a person who that very situation happened to, had all kinds of tests, and then ended up finding out she had some type of cancer. So you have to advocate for yourself. If you don't feel right, keep going. Eat well. Please eat well, because no matter if it's cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, or you just have migraine headaches or just arthritis, your diet will make all the difference, because all those are just inflammation. Inflammation is arthritis. Something in your body is inflamed. Swelling feet. If you get, I had that issue a few years ago with one of my feet. Just would get swollen, and I went to the doctor. Nothing was wrong. It was because I was eating too much sodium, and not really working out. So as soon as I started, doing a little bit more working out, exercise, and everything, I don't have that problem again. So pay attention to the little small things like that. It didn't hurt me, but I noticed that it was more bigger than the other foot. So I went to the doctor to get it checked out. A lot of times we say, "Oh, well, it ain't hurting. I'm gonna leave it alone." No, if something's not right, I don't care if it's hurting or not. Go see about it. And that's really pretty much all and self-care. Take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of you, you can't be any good for anybody else. um, so take care of yourself, eat well, go to the doctors, and live life to the fullest, because you never know when your last day is going to be. So all those things you pushing off to see family and friends, see them. See them, because people are leaving at the drop of a dime. Even healthy people are leaving. So just make time for family and friends, and God, keep him first in everything. Allow him to direct your paths. So yeah, so that's what I would say to everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Donna, you're an author.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, I forgot to
Um,
mention that.
me too. And tell us the title of your book so that we can, look at it, follow
um,
you, and all this good stuff.
I co-authored in two anthologies. So one of them was Queenie: How God Turned Our Stories to His Glory, and details about my cancer journey is in this particular book. And it's also other women who have different journeys. So it does not have to be a cancer journey, but it might be some other type of another type of journey that you may experience, from friendships, relationships, um, work relationships, work. Sometimes we have that boss that that get on our nerves. So a lot of that's in this one. And I did the second anthology, which is called Wifing and Queening, And this is really about women from blended that are married with children, from various marital statuses. Some are married, some are second time married, some are blended families. So it's a wide range of stories in here, and they just speak on how they are able to manage marriage, family, and work life. My story in particular speaks to all women, whether you're married or not. It really talks about the importance of getting self together first, working on self before you can be in any relationship. So we have to work on ourselves, because if not, we'll move that baggage into um, another relationship. If you wonder why sometimes you keep having relationship issues, sometimes you have to check you out, and figure out, pray, and ask God to reveal to you what it is, some areas you need to work on. And so that's what that anthology is about.
Okay, okay. I just remembered. I was like, wait a minute, she's an author. She's an author. That's about a book. Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And
Thank you.
yeah, we'll be talking about some more projects that are upcoming projects soon. I'm excited for you because you're now living for real. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
living for real, girl.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So stay right where you are. I'm gonna put you backstage for a moment, but
Okay.
stay right where you are because I want to tell you one more thing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So y'all, if you miss any of Dinah's interview, you want to make sure that you go catch the replay because she gave us some great information about her journey. Gave us some great information about how she stayed positive and how she's now living life to the fullest as a result of that bout with cancer, with two different kinds. So God actually gave her a healing, and she is now living for real. So y'all, make sure you go and listen to this, share it with someone, sow this into someone's life. Um, Finally, next week, y'all, I will be vacationing all week, so we will not be doing On Fire to Inspire live next week. If the Lord give me a word to release, I will release it and upload it, but I will not be live. Okay, so we will be back on October 17th live and in person. And so make sure y'all come on back, and we will have a good time like we have been doing for the last almost 9 years. So thank y'all for rocking and rolling with me each and every week. I love y'all. I am Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. I look forward to seeing y'all on the 17th. So we won't be here next week, but we will be here the following week. Love y'all. Have an awesome, awesome, tremendous week and the rest of it next week as well. Have a blessed one.